Hello everyone and welcome back to Sarah-Tonin Tarot. So I hope you're all doing well. Today's reading is a timeless yes or no pick a pile reading. So if this video found you, trust that there may be a message here for you today. Now before we begin, I would like you to take a deep breath, close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so, and think of one question. Now keep it simple, because the clearer your question, the clearer the guidance tends to be. So before we begin, if you do like videos like this, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which pile you chose. I'd love to hear how this resonates with you. So take a moment now to choose the crystal that calls to you. So pause the video if you need a little bit longer, and when you're ready, we will begin. So welcome to pile 1. And if you chose the green crystal, which is Adventurine, let's discover whether Spirit is guiding you towards a yes or a no. So your tarot cards are the Seven of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So right away, I can see that this isn't a simple black and white answer. Spirit is asking you to look a little deeper before rushing to any conclusions. The Seven of Swords is often a card that people immediately associate with deception, but I feel like this card is speaking more about hidden information than dishonesty. There could be something here that you don't yet know, a conversation that hasn't happened yet, or an important piece of the puzzle that's still waiting to fall into place. For some of you, you've probably already sensed this. Maybe you've had that feeling that something isn't quite adding up. Or perhaps you've been waiting for clarity before making a decision. This card encourages you to trust those instincts. There's no need to force answers here. They will reveal themselves in the right time. Then we move into the King and Queen of Pentacles, and the energy shifts dramatically. Whenever these two appear together, I immediately think of stability, commitment, security, and building something that actually lasts. These are two people who know how to create strong foundations. They don't rush, nor do they act with impulse. They make wise decisions that benefit the future. So if your question is about love, this could represent a relationship with genuine long-term potential. These are classed as a power couple, twin flames, divine counterparts, whichever way you want to look at it. So it may even point towards two people that are capable of building a secure future together. Alternatively, if your question is about career, finances, or business, this is also incredibly positive energy. So it speaks about success through patience, consistency, and making sensible choices. Although the Seven of Swords asks you not to overlook important details, the King and Queen of Pentacles reassures me that the overall direction is extremely positive. So for me, this feels like a yes. But it's a yes that asks you to be patient and gather all information before moving forward. Now let's see what Spirit wants to add to your with an oracle card. And we have the Chameleon Spirit, so act as if. I love this as your closing message, because Spirit is encouraging you to begin embodying the version of yourself that already believes the outcome is possible. Act as though you've already trust yourself. Act as though abundance is already making its way towards you. Act as though you're worthy of receiving everything that you've been asking for. At the same time, remain adaptable. So just like the chameleon adjusts to his surroundings, Spirit is reminding you that flexibility often opens doors that stubbornness will keep closed. So your overall answer is yes, but allow things to unfold naturally rather than trying to control every step. So welcome pile number 2. Now you chose the fluorite stone, which looks like clear quartz, I know, but it is fluorite. Let's discover your answers today. So the tarot cards are the Magician, the Lovers, and the Five of Pentacles. So the very first card Spirit has given you is the Magician, and I absolutely love seeing this card leading your reading because it tells me that you have far more power over this situation than you currently believe. The Magician is the card of manifestation, confidence, action, and using the tools already available to you. So Spirit is reminding you that you are not powerless, and this situation is not entirely outside your control. There's something that you can do, a decision that you can make, or a conversation that you can have that helps move this energy forward. And for some of you, you've been waiting for life to happen to you, but Spirit is encouraging you to become more active and be more present in creating the future that you're hoping for. So your thoughts, your actions, and your beliefs in yourself all play a part in shaping what comes next. Then we move on to the Five of Pentacles, and I feel like this card is highlighting the challenge that you've been facing rather than the outcome. Many of you have experienced disappointment, rejection, or setbacks in the past. Perhaps you've questioned your worth, wonder whether you've missed an opportunity, or starting to believe that the answer to your question must already be a no. For others, this card speaks about fear of being rejected, fear of making the wrong decisions, or fear that things simply won't work out. So Spirit is gently reminding you that these fears are understandable, but they do not define your future. The Five of Pentacles often represents a temporary season rather than a permanent reality. I feel like sometimes we're so focused on what appears to be missing that we don't notice the support opportunities or the doors that are open already around us. And then we arrive at the Lovers, and once again the energy becomes incredibly uplifting. Although this card is often associated with romance, it's really about alignment, harmony, and making choices that honor your authentic self. So if your question is about love, this is a wonderful sign of connection, mutual understanding, and the potential for a meaningful relationship. If your question relates to career, finance, or another area of your life, the Lovers remind you that success comes when your choices align with your values rather than your fears. So when you choose from a place of authenticity instead of self-doubt, you're much more likely to move towards the outcome that you're hoping for. Now, looking at these three cards together, I feel like Spirit is saying that you already possess everything you need to move forward. The only thing that's standing in your way is the fear or uncertainty represented by the Five of Pentacles there. So, is this a yes or a no? For me, it's a clear yes, but it's also an invitation to believe in yourself. Don't allow old disappointments to convince you that this opportunity will end the same way. Spirit is encouraging you to step forward with confidence, trust in your abilities, and make choices that align with your heart rather than your fears. Now let's see what your final message from Spirit is. And we have the Hummingbird Spirit, and it says, "Be here now." So this feels like the perfect way to complete your reading because the Hummingbird Spirit reminds you to stay present instead of allowing your mind to become trapped in the past disappointments or in future worries. The answers you're looking for won't be found by replaying old stories or imagining every possible outcome. They will be found by fully embracing the moment that you're in right now. There's also a beautiful sense of joy in this card. And Spirit wants you to remember that life isn't only about reaching the destination, it's about appreciating the journey along the way. So the more present you become, the easier it is going to be to recognize signs, opportunities, and blessings that are already unfolding around you. So your overall answer is yes. Believe in yourself, trust your path, stay present, and allow Spirit to guide you one step at a time. If you chose pile 3, then welcome. You chose the darker stone. And let's see what Spirit wants you to know. So your tarot cards are the Four of Swords, Death, and the Three of Swords. Immediately, this feels like the most reflective pile of the three. So if you're hoping for an immediate yes, I don't feel like that's what Spirit is showing me today. The Four of Swords asks you to pause. So many of you have been searching for answers, pushing forwards, or perhaps trying to force movement in a situation that just simply isn't ready yet. Spirit is asking you to rest your mind and allow space for clarity to arrive naturally. Then we have the Death card, and despite its name, this is one of the most hopeful cards in the deck because it represents transformation. An old chapter is ending and a new one is waiting to begin. But you can't fully step into your next chapter while you're still carrying the weight of the previous one. The Three of Swords confirms that many of you are healing, and healing is taking place at the minute. Now, whether this is a heartbreak, a disappointment, betrayal, or simply grief over something that you've had to leave behind, Spirit acknowledges that this pain has been real, but healing doesn't mean that you're stuck there forever. It means you're becoming someone new. Now, looking at these three tarot cards together, I don't feel like Spirit is saying never. I feel like Spirit is saying not yet. So this isn't a closed door. It's a pause while important healing and transformation take place. So let's see your final oracle message. And we have the Eagle Spirit. And it says on here, Spirit has your back. And what a beautiful way to end this reading. So even though the answer isn't an immediate yes that you might have hoped for, Spirit wants you to know that you're being protected every step of the way. I feel like sometimes the delays that we experience are actually preparing us for something much better than we could have imagined. The eagle sees the bigger picture from high above, and Spirit is encouraging you to trust that there are things happening behind the scenes that you simply can't see yet. So your answer today is not yet, rather than a permanent no. So you need to trust the timing, trust your healing, and most importantly, trust that Spirit is already guiding you towards what's meant for you. So guys, I know a lot of you won't get to this part of the reading, but I just wanted to thank you for joining me for today's timeless yes or no reading. I would love to know in the comments which pile you chose and whether your reading resonated with your situation. I always enjoy hearing your experiences, and if you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here. It really helps support the channel, and it helps me to continue creating more readings like this. So until next time, guys, take care of yourself, trust your intuition, and remember that even when the answer isn't the one you hoped for, Spirit is always working behind the scenes in ways that we cannot see yet. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading. Lots of love and light, guys.